I left Kidmanshoop and I'm driving towards the border with South Africa, more precisely to the southeastern part of Namibia. And this is because when I drove the Namaqua 4x4 Eco Trail that you can see here, I loved it so much that when I was driving near the Orange River and I was looking on the other bank of the river, the Namibian side, I thought that I had to go to that side and try to do something similar, because the other side looked very interesting too. I checked on the map and I couldn't find any route that goes next to the river, but there are some roads that take you to the river, then you go back and then you go north, continue, then you go back again to the river. I don't know in what condition those roads are, but I'm going to try to do it all the way until I get approximately to the northern part of the Richtersveld National Park, which is what they call on this side the II National Park. So I'm heading towards that area, and it's going to be a surprise because I couldn't find much information about that, but I'm sure I'm going to like it. This is Adamsvlei. It is the last town before you cross into South Africa if you continue driving eastbound, and here is where I'm going to leave the paved road, and that means that I'm going to be driving on gravel and sand roads for the next days. I'm heading south now, crossing the railway, and this is it. This is the road that is going to take me closer to the Orange River. The road is really promising. This is what I'm looking for. Look at that, what a road. Awesome road. What a view. Kilometers and kilometers of flat land, and then you suddenly get to a place like this, which is stunning. The good thing about not having much information about where you're going to is that when you get to a place like this, the surprise is genuine. It's not like if you're going to some place that you have already seen 1,000 pictures of the place. And right here, I didn't expect it at all, so the surprise has been great. I'm getting closer to the Orange River, trying to find a road that will take me down to its banks. My map shows a track cutting through the mountains, and when I reach a fence with the gate standing wide open, I decide to go for it. The road is stunning, winding between steep rock walls, climbing sharply on concrete stretches built for traction. The landscape feels raw and remote, every turn revealing something new. Then as I crest the pass, the view opens up. Ahead lies the white desert, glowing under the sun, stretching all the way to the horizon. The sense of space, the silence, the sheer beauty of it all. It is impossible not to smile. I'm alone out here, but it feels perfect. Just me, the road, and Namibia at its best. This is a beautiful road. What do you think? The landscape is fantastic. If I don't hit a fence and private land, I think I'm going to camp there because the views are breathtaking. The Orange River should be there, but I can't see it. Looks like there is a canyon there. Maybe the river is down there, that's why you cannot see it. Looks like a deep canyon. If you follow the river upstream, you get to the Ochrabis Falls, and before the Ochrabis Falls you get to the canyon, to the Orange River Canyon at Ochrabis Falls National Park. I don't think that is the same canyon, because Ochrabis Falls must be at least 10 to 15 kilometers upstream, but it certainly looks the same. Unfortunately, this is private land. I just met these guys. They told me this is a private land. It belongs to the fruit plantation, and I needed to turn around. It's a shame because the place is awesome, and I was so close to the river, like 500 meters, something like that. Well, unfortunately, I will not be able to camp here tonight. This looks a lot like the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail. Now and then you get a smaller road that will take you to the river, to plantations and small towns. Only thing is that here I don't know exactly which road is public and which is private.
Yeah.
Are you closing any time? Can I stay there?
You can stay there.
Can I? Alright. Excellent.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys. The only way to get to the river is crossing this Kromsberg plantation, but those guys at the gate were very nice. They said I can go and I don't need to live today if I don't want. So I guess this is a public road. This plantation reminds me Klein Pella. Klein Pella, if you remember, is where I encountered the flooded river, but it looks a lot to that one, with the date palm trees, and the surroundings is very, very similar. The Orange River again. Few months after I drove the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail, on the other side would be on that side over there, and now I'm on the Namibian bank. The other side is South Africa, and this is how far you can get following the river without crossing into South Africa. On that side there are some private farms, you cannot drive anymore, and if you continue upstream, the river goes entirely into South Africa. So this is the beginning of the course of the Orange River on its way from Namibia to the Atlantic Ocean. Getting closer to the Orange River, the landscape starts to change. The desert stretches out behind me, and suddenly there's water, sparkling under the hot sun. In summer the heat is intense, making the air shimmer above the river like it's alive. It's like finding an oasis in the middle of nowhere. The river cuts through the arid land, calm but powerful, reflecting the sky and the desert around it. There's a strange energy here, a mix of peace and raw wilderness. Although this is a longer route than the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail, because it starts way farther than Pella on the South African side, the road here is better. At least until now, I cannot say that it's a 4x4 road. It's a gravel road and it's wide, so you drive faster on this side, and At the same time, you don't have the chance to take the small roads that will take you to one side or the other side that you had the chance to take on the South African side. Basically because on that side everything is open and here everything is fenced. You'll see a fence on one side, a fence on the other side, and even though on the map you can find different smaller roads that can go somewhere else, when you get to the place you see that the fence and the gate has been locked with a padlock. The desert in southern Namibia is a land of extremes, vast, silent and endlessly beautiful. In summer the heat is relentless. It rises from the ground in shimmering waves, wrapping everything in a haze. The rocks burn under the sun and even the wind feels heavy and dry. Driving through it, you feel both humbled and alive, surrounded by a world that is unforgiving but profoundly beautiful. The Namibian police. It's built like on a fortress fashion, and I've seen that type of building before here in Namibia, all around the country. It is a bit bigger than it looks at first sight. By the color of those rocks, this river is not always dry. After Warmbad, you stop seeing fences on the roadsides. I don't know if it's like this all the way until you get to the ocean, but it would make it a lot easier to take small roads and especially to find a place to come at night. And it also gives you another sense of being on a remote place, because it's not the same driving here than driving on a road where you see fences and gates on the sides. The last part before arriving to the Orange River again is through the Sandfontein Nature Reserve. The landscape glows under the intense sun. With the high temperatures, the heat shimmers on the horizon and the air feels alive with the sounds of the bush. Driving through it feels like stepping into the heart of Namibia's wild. The road stretches across open plains, lined with low shrubs and scattered trees. The reserve feels vast and untamed, a place where nature still calls the shots. Being out here behind the wheel, you feel the freedom of the open road and the thrill of moving through a landscape that's raw, beautiful and entirely alive. The quiver trees. Those succulents love the rocky places. And here's the river again, and what looks to be grapes. Yeah, amazing. You look at the left and it's pure desert, and on the right is an oasis. So with water and hard work, you can get anything. On the other side of the river is wheatbank. Wheatbank is probably between the end of the second and the third day of the Namibia Eco Trail if you don't rush. The road gets to this farm, which is private, but they said that the road is public road and you can drive it. You only need to open the gates and carry on. And I talked to the lady and she is so nice. She said there is a nice camping spot next to the river. If I want to stay there, I can stay. Made it all the way to the river and the place is gorgeous. What do you think? Isn't it beautiful? Approximately there, maybe a little more on that direction, and on the other bank is where this happened. These roads will take you to the river, and then there is a road that goes parallel to the river, direction to wheatbank. Problem is that you don't have any information about those roads. And when I was getting closer to the river, I expected it to be muddy, but what I didn't expect was that the acacias were so overgrown and the bush was so thick that it was scratching my track all the time. Now it's dry season, the river brings a lot less water and the roads, at least on this side, are much better. I didn't have any scratch at all. I was there a few months ago, now I'm on the other side, different country, and it's only separated by probably 200 meters. Getting used to this temperature because it's 42 degrees and it doesn't feel that bad. It's not cold at all, very warm.